After a rocket landed in my yard, I needed a few days to clear the debris and shattered glass. After gathering the remaining belongings, I headed to the recruitment office, where new challenges awaited me. There was a huge line outside the office. Many men and women wanted to join the ranks of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, AFU, to resist the occupiers. To enlist in the army, it was necessary to pass a medical commission. As a result, I spent 4 days going to the recruitment office, like going to work, to get a referral for the examination, and another week visiting doctors, as the flow of people was enormous. During all this time, alarms, airstrikes, and artillery shelling were ongoing. Since I had never served before, I had to wait for my military ID. Finally, I found myself in the recruiter's office, where he offered me a choice: either join an existing battalion, where I could be sent anywhere, or join a newly formed battalion for the defense of my city. My city was almost surrounded, and many feared that it could fall in the coming weeks. I chose the new battalion, with deployment the next day. After spending my last night in my parents' apartment, what was left of it, I packed my backpack and headed to the assembly point. When we arrived at the training camp, we had to wait for 3 days while participants from all over the region were arriving. Those 3 days were full of chaos. We didn't understand what was happening and felt a lack of order. It was unclear who our commander was and what we were supposed to do. We were just being fed since the battalion was being formed from scratch. The tense situation was worsened by the absence of discipline. People of all ages were present, and things almost escalated into fights. On the 4th day, when the battalion was finally fully staffed, we were lined up and introduced to our commander, which eased the tension a bit. Then we were informed about the specialties we would be assigned. I became a machine gunner because of my height, 186 centimeters, and weight, 95 kilogram. I still didn't realize that my gear would weigh up to 100 kilogram. When we were introduced to the company commander and the platoon leaders, our roles finally became clear. The tension began to ease, and with great sincerity, the commander explained that we had chosen this path ourselves. He said that each of us is not just a stranger, but a battle brother, ready to give his life for others, someone who will go under fire to save his comrades. His words deeply resonated with me and created a unique bond among us. We needed to become one cohesive unit, a tightly knit organism, to stand against the enemy. I will never forget his speeches. They were so inspiring and filled with soul that even a year later, burdened by sleeplessness and injuries, I couldn't allow myself to lower my hands. In that moment, I realized that together we become stronger, and that awareness gave me strength.